Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Grenadier Baseball here on a turnaround of a weather day. My name is Kyle Hawkins. I'm going to be doing part of the calling, and alongside with me in his Grenadier Sports Network debut is Greg Enders. Greg, how are you doing?
Good. How are you, Kyle?
Not too bad, and we have a good matchup today. Weather has pushed back and all kinds of changes to this series, but we are going to have a 4-game set. Will be IU Southeast hosting Huntington University. Huntington coming in the season at 3-3 thus far. The Grenadiers are 3-8 coming into this weekend. Originally, the series supposed to be at Huntington on Friday, Saturday. Weather, of course, up north typically colder, and that showed true this weekend. And we had some rain, so we will have a 4-game set. 2 games slated today. Both 7-inning contests, and the same will be tomorrow on Monday. We will have an additional 2 7-inning contests. So, Luke Schaefer going to get the nod here in Game 1 for the Grenadiers. Schaefer thus far on the season coming in with a 2.84 ERA, and this will be his 4th start. 19 innings pitched. He's given up 17 hits, 8 runs, 6 of them earned, and it goes along with 18 strikeouts to only 3 walks. So, Greg, as we get going here, it is going to be leadoff hitter for Huntington, Paulina.
Well, I am excited to be here with you today, Kyle. It's first time, actually getting to talk and see how things go. So far, that a little high, but it's definitely cool to start seeing these newer players start playing. Especially in the college leagues, I've always, liked watching them, especially because some of these people you might even see get called up into the minors soon.
Absolutely. So 2-0 here to Paulina, and that's going to be the first strike there from Schaefer. He's going to watch a fastball for strike 1. Count now 2-1 here. Try to get you Paulina's go at it thus far as he'll run the count to 3-1. Let's see here. Paulina batting 200 thus far on the year. And that's going to be a nod to his on-base percentage, as that is going to be a leadoff walk.
Not a pretty start.
No, and that only the 4th walk this year for Schaefer. And not exactly the start you want to see from your senior right-hander, but still got a long way to go in a lot of baseball, and that'll bring up Barrera. And he'll watch a breaking ball in there for a strike. Say Barrera also hitting 200 on the year. On-base percentage right around 250. So does have quite a few sack bunts, so maybe see if that's something that the Foresters are going to put in play here. Count 0-1 here to Barrera. And a jumping kind of secondary lead there from Paulina as Schaefer checks him back there.
You've seen a lot of leadoffs for our team, especially, getting picked off as well. I've seen a couple of that last week.
And that one's going to be hit off the handle in play, and they'll get the lead out, and they will not be able to turn 2. As a good play there from first baseman Max Flock, as he's able to get the lead runner, and it'll be a fielder's choice there for Barrera. And so decent way to get kind of that leadoff runner there. So there'll be 1 out, double play in play still, and that'll bring up the third baseman Wolf here. And first pitch to him is going to be a changeup in there for called strike 1. Wolf, second leading hitter on this Forester team, coming in batting .391 with 5 RBIs and a pair of home runs. And that one's going to be swung on and missed, and They're going to get him out. So caught stealing is Baroa, as it looked like a possible hit-and-run attempt or maybe just trying to guard the runner a little bit. So it's going to be now a great play there, as that'll go as a 2-4 caught stealing. And quickly now nobody on and 0-2 count and 2 away. So a good bounce back here from Schaefer, Greg.
Very good throw by the catcher there. That was a beautiful shot to second base.
Yeah. Logan Murphy doing the catching here in game 1 for your Grenadiers. And the 1-2 here to Wolf. And that's going to be line foul down the third baseline. So we will do it again.
Definitely hard to get up, especially out of a catcher's position and throw to second base, especially like how he did. I mean, he threw that straight dot to second base, and that was a perfect trajectory to where that first baseman was going.
And that one is going to be a spoiled pitch to run things even at 2-2, as Wolf looking to try to extend this inning for the Foresters. And the pitch is going to be a change-up, miss low and away, run things full. So a 3-2 here, and the payoff. That one's going to miss high, and second walk in the first inning for Schaefer, as Wolf extends the inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman, number 3, Jordan Malott. Malott, 333 average here in the early goings. 5 RBIs and a homer to himself as well. And that's first pitch is going to be lofted deep into right center, but on is Mason White to make the play, as that'll be a relatively eventful first inning, but nothing to show for the Foresters. So we'll head to the bottom half here in New Albany, still scoreless. It'll be Grenadier second baseman Ethan Burdett to lead things off here. And the starter for the Foresters is going to be number 32, Noah Arbuckle. Arbuckle is a native of Red Key, Indiana.
It actually looks like he's one of their most used pitchers as well, having 10.1 innings with only allowing 8 hits, 7 runs, and looks like 6 only earned runs. So he's had a pretty good season so far. ERA is a little high, but that can always change throughout the season.
Yeah, and first pitch breaking ball there to Burdett for a called strike. That one's going to be grounded softly to second baseman, and in time is the throw from Baroa And he'll get Burdett to lead things off here in the bottom half.
Boy, Burdett almost made that. He's speedy. Trying to think.
And that'll bring up Mason White here. And he'll watch first pitch for a ball to run things here after a quick first out on a couple pitches. And a bunt attempt there for Mason White. You don't see that every day, but he does offer at it. You know, Mason, team leader in home runs and batting average, hitting .378 with 17 RBIs and 5 home runs already here in the early going.
Count even at 1-1. He's doing go. Wow.
And he's going to hit that, and bobbled is the shortstop, and working his way down. That's going to be an error, but a base runner nonetheless for the Grenadiers, as that one just kind of just threw the barrel down on it and bobbled it was the shortstop Flores. And that'll bring up your left fielder today, number 24, Luke Powell. Powell, a native of San Clemente, California. Looking to really get things going here as he started to come around here in the last couple games, but 222 with just a pair of RBIs to his counter so far, and he'll watch first pitch strike there from Arbuckle.
I looked a little outside, but hey, I'm not the umpire, so I can't, make a
Yeah,
call
Greg,
on that.
I always say the only opinion that matters is the guy behind the plate or just the umpire in general if it's a play. And caught him leaning a little bit, but gets back in time. Whew, a good little move there from Arbuckle as he had White leaning, so we'll see if there's some action going here.
That was close.
Yep. So it'll be an 0-1 pitch here to Powell. And that'll miss low to even things up. Say a little bit of a shift in our outfield for the Grenadiers today as Powell, who's been predominantly in center, moves over to left, and we shift Mason White from right to center, and you will see Grant Shepard in right field here in game one as Powell watches that one outside. Count now 2-1. And Powell's going to ask for time here. And I do believe under the new rules that were instated last year that if a batter does call for time and is granted it, that counts as one of the offensive conferences for the Grenadiers. One of the initiatives on working on pace of play, that and, of course, the institution of the pitch clock. But we're ready set here for the 2-1 pitch from Arbuckle. And beforehand, we will see him move over, and back in plenty of time is White over at first base.
You definitely see a lot more pickoffs here in college baseball than you do in the majors because people here, they want to get their leads going. They want to start, getting towards second base.
And off goes a little hit and run there, so off was White on the pitch, but it's going to be work as a sacrifice, even though it won't be ruled as such. So fielder's choice 4-3 there for Powell. And that'll bring up your shortstop, number 6, Cody Putnam. Putnam back in the lineup full-time now as he has recovered from his early injury that he had to start the year, as he will watch strike one there from Arbuckle. Putnam in 5 games is batting .333, slugging .556 with an on-base percentage of .333 as well. Couple RBIs and a home run to his credit thus far, as he'll watch a good breaking ball there from Arbuckle to run things to 0-2, quickly behind here.
That was a great pitch.
It was, especially 0-1. And not much you're going to be able to do with that as a hitter, so.
Especially when it's outside, dotted into that strike zone. There's not a whole lot you can do at all.
And the 0-0, and we'll have a move here from Arbuckle, as that's going to be his one reset since he did not pitch, because that's, and we'll get into it a little bit, Greg, but there's some nuances and differences with the pitch clock that exists in college baseball versus what is becoming more prevalently known with MLB and what they are doing. But that's going to be lofted into center, and there in plenty of time is Polina. So that'll be a relatively quiet inning for the Grenadiers as we will head to the top of the second. Still no score. Leading off for the Foresters here in the top of the second is going to be the designated hitter, number 24, Ryan Wheeler. So I'm going to have to give a shout-out to Ryan as well as the Foresters left fielder as well, both Lapel High School alums, as am I. And Wheeler will watch a breaking ball in there for strike one.
Very good first pitch to start off this inning.
Now, the real question, Greg, is there any chance you have a clue where Lapel, Indiana is?
Oh, not a clue.
As Wheeler lofts that one into left and cruising back on it is Powell, but plenty of space and plenty of time to get that one. So that'll be a quick out there for Luke Schaefer, as that'll bring up the catcher now for the Foresters, Sebastian Coons.
The most my knowledge goes here of Indiana is where my parents' home is and where we are right now. Anything between that as well, but
it's understandable, and a good breaking ball there. First pitch to Coons for strike one. Yeah, it's a very small town, nice east central Indiana, just east of Indianapolis. It is a nice little town, but produced a few good baseball players. I like to consider myself in that category, as Coons is going to throw that one in the center for a one-out hit, and so the Foresters will have a base runner here. And we will have a courtesy runner as well. See if I can get the number for you all. Number 37.
That'll be Parker Richards, looks like.
So Parker Richards will come in to courtesy run for the catcher. And that'll bring up the aforementioned Owen Emmel playing left field here. Say Huntington has had a handful of Lapel baseball alum in their program. Say 4-year starter, graduated last year, was Satchel Wilson. And good little pipeline. And another good breaking ball there from Schaefer to start things here, 0-1 to Emmel.
Definitely got to give credit to Schaefer's breaking ball. That pitch is incredibly hard to even see up here. And so I couldn't imagine being in that batter's box trying to take a swing at that.
Yeah, it's a pretty firm slider. And the 0-1 here to Emmel is going to be fouled straight back. Owen looking for his first hit in the early goings here. Does have a pair of RBIs, however, as well as a couple walks and a hit by pitch. Say Richards sees a throw back over. Does have a pair of stolen bases on the year so far. He's 2 for 4 on those stolen base attempts, so we'll see if maybe the Foresters try to put on some action. Maybe a steal, hit, and run, something here in the early going. And another move by Schaefer, but back in plenty of time. And the 0-2 is cut on and missed there. Good fastball is going to get Emmel down swinging. So 2 outs here for the Grenadiers. Runner on first, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Bryce Deckman.
Very good last pitch to get that strikeout. That's exactly what he needed right there.
Yeah, that elevated fastball on the outside half to lefty when you're a right-handed pitcher, especially when you have the kind of velo that Schaefer does, is definitely one of the harder ones to be able to manage. And as he tries to almost do the same pitch here, but lays off his Deckman. So count 1-0. Another throw over, back in plenty of time. And off and going was Richards, and the throw is going to be just a little high, so that'll be a stolen base there for the Foresters courtesy runner. So it appeared that catcher Logan Murphy almost got interfered with that home with the batter, but umpire believes that Deckman stayed out of the way, so it'll be a 1-1 count here to Deckman with now a runner in scoring position with 2 away. And a good breaking ball for a strike there to make things 1-2. Deckman, a pair of RBIs on the season thus far, would love to find himself another one here with 2 outs. Obviously, Schaefer would love for that not to be the case in the 1-2 pitch. That one's going to miss well high to even things up at 2. It's a busy couple days here at Indiana University Southeast, as we have 4 games slated today, 2 for baseball and 2 for softball just across the road. And it's going to be a pickoff attempt second. And then tomorrow we have a absolute full slate. Unfortunately, not able to do live streaming of all our events tomorrow, as we don't have the equipment or personnel for all that, as we are hosting 2 men's and women's basketball games for the conference tournament in the River States, as that one's going to be fouled off, in addition to the final 2 games of this series. And then softball has the number 5 team in the country, Marion University, coming into town for a doubleheader tomorrow as well, taking big advantage of the good weather that we will have tomorrow, Greg.
Definitely a full little schedule for the IU sports teams. It's good to see that the basketball is doing really well as well this season.
And the 2-2 from Schaefer, that's going to miss outside to run things full at 3-2. Definitely trying to end things here is Schaefer, because if you get to the 9 hole, that allows the lineup to turn over fresh in the next inning, and that's assuming you don't allow him to reach as well. So big payoff here as the 3-2 to Deckman. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Good pitch there from Schaefer, as he's going to strand a runner on second, and we'll head to the bottom half, still scoreless here in New Albany. Leading off in the bottom half of the second inning is going to be the first baseman, Max Flock. Flock, average of .321 here in the early goings with 7 RBIs and a pair of long balls.
Definitely a power hitter.
Absolutely, as he's definitely a threat to run one out. So watch the first pitch for a ball. Flock also with a .472 on base percentage, so not just hitting the long ball, doing anything he can to get on base for his teammates, as that's a healthy hack there to make things even at once. Say it's a good changeup there from Arbuckle, as that's going to put him ahead in the count 1-2. But temperature-wise, a lot different than yesterday, as yesterday got very, very cold again. But the wind and lack of sunlight making it a little breezy and brisk here this early afternoon, as Flock will watch that one high. Say just essentially an incremental increase between today and then tomorrow, as it's supposed to get up into the low 70s here in southern Indiana. That one's going to be fouled off straight back, and a good battle there from Flock to stay alive. And the 2-2 here is going to miss high and outside, count now full. So they didn't do it in the first inning. I'll set the defense for you real quick here for Huntington. Outfield left to right is Emil, Polina, and Deckman. Then around the infield is Wolf, Flores, Baroa, and Malat. And to Baroa is a weak grounder from Flock, and that's going to be out in plenty of time, as that'll be a 4-3 ground out from Max Flock, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Hazel Martinez.
Seems like Hazel is still trying to get his hot streak going, batting 105 with 19 at-bats. He's got 1 run and 1 hit.
Yeah. Hazel, as he watches ball one there, been battling some injuries on and off. Nice to see him back in the lineup today. And as you said, Greg, see if he can kind of get going, as he hasn't had the start to his season he's wanted to. But, especially when you're someone that's battling with injuries that early on, you can only assume that has to play some part in it.
It's always hard trying to bounce back from an injury, especially something as detrimental as a baseball injury. Anything could be season-ending. Anything could be career-ending.
And so that's quickly 3-0 here. And the 3-0 is going to be in there for a called strike. The 3-1 here from Arbuckle. That's going to be in there for strike 2 to run it full. So good job here from the pitcher, Noah Arbuckle, to try to run things full after falling behind 3-0. And we'll have a payoff pitch here. That one's going to miss outside, and that'll be a walk there to Hazel Martinez. That brings to bat the backstop for the Grenadiers here in Game 1, Logan Murphy.
Logan is batting, it looks .231. He has had a healthy 27 at-bats with 7 runs and 6 hits, so he's definitely been doing pretty good.
And the first pitch is going to be a breaking ball, misses well outside to Murphy. And as we mentioned with Hazel on first batting those injuries, catcher is all the same where it comes into getting things going early. It's hard when you're splitting time maybe, and just trying to, or if you're coming back from an injury like Hazel, as that one's going to be a breaking ball. That's going to catch a piece of Murphy. So pair of runners on here with one away for the Grenadiers, but just kind of getting into the swing of everything and into the motion early season, as difficult as it is, let alone throwing in maybe not playing every day or coming back from an injury. So
exactly.
So that'll be runners on first and second for the Grenadiers, and I'll bring up the third baseman, senior Slater Shield. We will have a courtesy runner for the catcher. That'll be number 2, Mackay Stoner. So with one away here and, right around that in that bottom third of the lineup, we'll see if head coach Brett Neffendorf tries to put on some action, maybe hit and run, bunt, something of that kind. He does seem to love to create chaos and be aggressive early here in the go of the 24 campaign. So, but first pitch is going to be a called strike there to Shield. And Arbuckle delivers here. Just kidding. Fooled me. Good thing I'm not running out there on second base there, Greg.
Definitely fooled a lot of people with that one. I don't even think the second baseman knew what was going on.
Yeah, most importantly, Hazel not fooled on second. So
thankfully,
Hazel Martinez, your runner at second. Mackay Stoner, your runner at first. As the 0-1 here to Shield. That's going to be smoked in through the 6-hole. So we're going to have a hit and sending him around, and Hazel is going to be in there just cruising into home. So that's going to be an RBI single there for Shield as Mackay goes from first to third. So we have runners on the corners with one away here for the freshman right fielder Grant Shepard. So
beautiful down the gap shot right there, just to get one knocked in, just to up that lead early in the game.
So Shepard back in here today. Saw a lot of action early for the Grenadiers in the season. A lot of freshmen getting some opportunities as Arbuckle will check over on Shield at first. And, Shield does lead the team in stolen bases with 7 already here in the early going. So, Grenadiers jump out to a 1-0 lead and would love to add some additional insurance here in the bottom half of the second. And off goes Shield, and the throw down is going to be in time, and that'll get Shield stealing for the second out of the inning, rather.
Unfortunate. It was a good throw by the catcher there. Definitely one of the hardest bases to steal, especially that pitch going right down to him.
First pitch was a ball, so the 1-0 here to Shepard will even things as he watches a strike. So Shepard looking to now score the runner from third with 2 away. As a good throw from Coons got Shield for the second out. As that pitch from Arbuckle is going to be in the dirt. 2-1 now. And the pitch, that one's going to miss low and outside, 3-1. Greg, not what you love to see when you're facing the 9-hole. I know this is something for me as a pitcher that was always extremely frustrating, is getting to the bottom of the lineup and not being able to attack the zone is something that you see a lot, unfortunately, especially at this level, but a good job there from Arbuckle to battle back to make it full.
It's very hard, trying to make sure you get You don't want the lineup to turn over, or else you got the big power hitters coming back in, and you do not want that when there's people on bases. There's already a run on the board.
And full count. A good job there from Arbuckle to battle back there. It's going to be a wave and miss from Shepard. So a promising inning turns into only a run for the Grenadiers, but they do jump out to a lead, so it'll go to the top of the third. Grenadiers have a 1-0 lead here in New Albany. It'll be the 9-hole here for the Foresters to lead things off, and Flores, my apologies. As first pitch he's going to watch is going to miss outside for ball 1. And right back into the zone is Schaefer to even things at 1-1. And working quickly is Schaefer as he jumps ahead now as that one's fouled back by Flores. I'm off to a great start here in the top of the third there, Greg.
Hey, we all have, a little bit of brain farts every now and then. I know I definitely did earlier.
Words are hard.
Exactly.
The 1-2 here from Schaefer is going to be chopped to Burdett at second and in plenty of time. So leadoff will be retired by Schaefer, and that'll turn things over for Huntington, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Polina.
In there for a strike 1. Healthy little swing, or healthy pitch, I should say. That one will miss, 1-1. A little bit outside on that one. Gonna make the count 2-1. Looks like he's definitely finding the zone better, trying to pull it more inside and outside, trying to get him to swing for something. But again, 3-1, he's not going to. He's definitely laying off of the outside pitches more. Very good eye. And there's a fastball right down the middle. That's going to be 3-2. Definitely looking to close this inning out as quickly as possible just to keep that lead, here for us, as that's going to be fouled over to the right. Full count pitch. That's going to be outside, down in the dirt for ball 4. That'll be a good walk. Not a good start to the inning, but with how it's been going so far, I think he'll definitely be able to bounce back on this one. First pitch is outside. Ball 1. Strong lead off first, and he's going to check on him. He's going to get back there in plenty of time, though. 1-0 count. Good strike right there. Make it even 1-1. Great pitch right inside the strike zone to get him to swing. Check on first again. He's made it back. He's going to run, but it's going to be fouled off. So, spoiled steal opportunity there. It's getting a little more windy over here. Definitely going to change the ball's trajectory on some of these hits. Balls you think could be in right field are going to move to right center and so forth. It's a little high, 2-2. Decent start to the inning. Definitely don't want people on base, but hey, he's already got an out, so it's definitely something to start with here. The 2-2 pitch. That's going to be outside, 3-2. He's going to run. That's going to be lifted up into center field. And there to make the catch. That will be out number 2. Strong hit, but once again, wind's kind of pushing the opposite direction, so it's not really going to work out for the ball to go further. Healthy swing there to be lifted up back into center. There to make the catch for out number 3. And that will be the end of the top of the 3rd inning. We will be right back here for the bottom.
All right, and I'm back after some little chaos that I had to endure. So thank you, Greg, for filling in. As a lineup will turn over for the Grenadiers here in the bottom of the 3rd, as leading off will be Ethan Burdett.
See, I had a trial by fire, but I think I performed pretty well, hopefully.
Yeah, there's no fire here, as the first pitch is going to be grounded softly to second. And the throw made in plenty of time as a first pitch out there for Arbuckle. And that'll bring up the always dangerous Mason White. Mason reached on the E6 in the first. So we'll see how Arbuckle goes about him here. And he's going to miss just low the first pitch.
Hoping here for a good base hit. Maybe a double. Maybe, hey, if he's lucky, a triple. Always hoping for that home run. Definitely need a bigger lead if we want to, keep up there.
Yeah. Grenadiers out to a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third as Mason watches that pitch to run things to 2-0. And the wind blowing out to left, and although he's left-handed, that is part of his power zone. He, I think, maybe 3 or 4 of his 5 home runs early on have been to left center, so definitely not afraid to use the wind either, as he'll watch a strike, a good breaking ball there from Arbuckle. Ooh, and a good two-seam, maybe change him. Had a little bit of run on it, as he'll get Mason out in front to foul it off. A 2-2 pitch here. Breaking ball, that's going to miss high end, probably a little bit outside as well to run things full.
Very good eye by Mason, but, that's not surprising with how well he's been hitting.
Off to a good start here in the 24th season. So the payoff to White is going to be in the dirt, and that's going to be ball 4. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Luke Powell. Powell looking to still get going, as he did have at least a productive out in the hit and run in his first at-bat. See if he can find some grass here and maybe find something in the gap. And first pitch is going to be in the dirt, and a good block there from Coons will keep Mason White at first.
Very good block, especially with that speed threat there on first. You do not want him to advance to second on a bad throw first in the inning.
Yeah, Arbuckle's not been wild by any means, but Coons doing a good job here for the Foresters to control the running game, and whether it be the caught stealing that he had in the last inning, or just keeping balls at bay. So good job there from the backstop, as that throw over from Arbuckle nowhere in time. So we will have the 1-0 here to Powell. Another throw over. Result the same.
Seems the wind's now pushing more out towards center field, so.
Yeah, our flag's starting to really whip out there in center, as that one is fouled straight back.
Good opportunity for the long ball.
Yeah, with the way this wind is blowing, Greg, I can tell you I'm lucky we are over here in the nice enclosed press box at baseball, because with that direction, the wind is blowing straight into the press box over there at softball. So probably a much chillier task is our other team, as that's going to be in their first strike. And Mason will be safe. Throw just high from Coons and unable to get the tag, and a good evasive slide from White. So count 1-2 now, but with a runner on second, as Mason gets his, let me check here. That'll be his fourth stolen base of the campaign, rather. So the 1-2 pitch to Powell upcoming. And it's a breaking ball, just foul. He got jammed a little bit on that, but wanted to protect there with 2 strikes. And luckily for the Foresters, that gets fouled, as that would have been down the line. And likely extra bases, and definitely a run. So we'll have another 1-2 offering here. And the pitch, that one hit a lot more firmly, and look out if you're in the Grenadier dugout. That one, he just kind of flayed right into the dugout, but everyone operating safely over there, it appeared.
That was a crazy ricochet there in the dugout that hit it looked like it hit two people, but
Oh, and a pickoff attempt at second, but back in plenty of time is Mason. Powell awaits another 1-2. Arbuckle has his sign and ready to deliver. That one's going to be popped in the infield and just in foul territory, but caught there regardless by the first baseman, Malott. So an infield pop-up there from Powell will be the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Cody Putnam. Putnam would love to get another insurance run here with 2 outs for the Grenadiers, and he'll watch a breaking ball miss just high, I believe. Thought the pitch looked pretty good, honestly, from here, but like I always say, Greg, my opinion is irrelevant. So the 1-0 here to Putnam is hammered down the line, but that's going to get well foul and into the newly formed bullpen for the Grenadiers beyond left field. Say Putnam was ready for that one, just a little too much out front, but he hit it hard.
yes, he did. If that went fair, that would have been a rolled back to the wall, maybe even it could have been gone. That looked pretty high.
Well, we'll see how Arbuckle attacks Putnam after that, and he'll show a move to keep White honest at second base, but back in plenty of time. And the pitch, breaking ball, that's hit well high. And with this win, that one's got a chance. Back at the wall is Immel, and that one is going to be just foul. As that had just enough distance, but just golfed it and out in front just a hair, as that one was looking like damage for Putnam. But alas, he will be making his trip back to home plate, and we will have another 1-2.
Very unfortunate. That wind definitely took it far out to the left. If he had that, a little bit more right, that would have been gone. Just a little foul.
As wind definitely took that one, as that was hit very high. So Arbuckle has his sign, and he's ready here for another 1-2 to Putnam. And the pitch. That one's going to be smoked on the ground through the right side and sending Mason White, and he'll be in plenty of time at home. So a good 2-out base hit there through the right side for Putnam, as that'll be an RBI, and the Grenadiers lead now doubles to 2-0.
Very strong start for the offense today. Already leading 2-0, bottom of the third. Still got about 4 more innings left to play.
And that'll bring up the first baseman, Max Flock, looking to try to keep things going for the Grenadiers here with 2 away. That's something, Greg, we've noticed early on with this offense is just because there's 2 outs does not mean these innings end. They've done a good job here in the first, 10-plus games of the season to really battle with 2 outs, and they've done a good job of scoring runs and even manufacturing entire innings with no one on with 2 outs and then creating some action. So that definitely continues today here for Brett Neffendorf's ball club, as checking over there on Putnam, but back in plenty of time.
Absolutely. The first game that we came here, I believe it was last week or 2 weeks ago, they had a 2-out gambit, and they actually scored, I think it was 3 runs.
Yep, that was against Campbellsville in our home opener. But cut on there, good pitch from Arbuckle to get Flock even up at 1. And Flock has been in the middle of a lot of those 2-out rallies, as he does a good job trying to extend innings, and that one's going to be flayed up and fielded there by Flores and in plenty of time. So nothing else going here with 2 outs for the Grenadiers, but they do strike for 1 as we'll head to the top of the 4th. Your Grenadiers lead 2-0.
We will get here started for the top of the 4th. First ball down in the dirt. That'll be ball 1. Jordan Mallett coming in for Huntington. Strike there. Good pitch. Another strike in there. That was very nice pitch done. Going to run the count up to 1-2. That's going to go a little bit outside for 2-2. That's going to even out the count. That's going to be down on the dirt for another ball. That's going to make it a full count here. Jordan Mallett from Fort Wayne, Indiana, looking here to make a good start to the 4th inning. That's going to be a strikeout. Very decent pitch right there. That's our first out of the top of the 4th. Now here comes number 24, Ryan Wheeler. Healthy strike 1 right there.
Say Ryan off to a good start for the Foresters this year, as he cuts on that one and swings and misses to run things 0-2. Hitting .600 so far with a pair of homers and 7 RBIs to his credit.
Foul back. Gonna see 0-2 again.
The 0-2 from Schaefer. That'll miss high and run things 1-2.
Very nice strikeout to start the 4th. Hoping to maybe strike out the side and see if we can get our offense even more insurance runs.
Yeah, and that's going to be a half-hearted swing there from Wheeler, as that'll be a second punch-out of the inning.
Dominant performance this fourth inning.
And that'll bring up the catcher, Sebastian Coons. First pitch ball there to Coons. Schaefer's ready and looks to work quickly. And breaking ball, that's going to miss in the left-handed batter's box. So, old Southeast head coach Ben Reel always used to say 2 outs, 2-0. That was one of our little sayings we had here. And it's going to be roped into left for a 2-out base knock there from the catcher Sebastian Coons, as Schaefer's looking for a quick inning, and it's going to be extended. And it looks like we are going to have Richards back to courtesy run for Coons. And that'll bring up the left fielder for the Foresters, Owen Immel. That one's first pitch is gonna be hit softly off the end into center, but making the play is Mason White. So working quickly after a 2-out hit and battling right back is Schaefer. So we will head to the bottom half. Score remains 2-0 Grenadiers.
So for Huntington, it looks like they're making some defensive changes. We are going to have Dylan Rost, number 17, come in for Owen Immel, number 18, over there in left field.
Yeah, Roast taking over after Immel's last at bat. So looking to switch things up is Forester head coach Thad Frame. But back out and for another inning of work is his starter, Arbuckle, and he gets ahead quickly here to the designated hitter Martinez. And that one's going to be a strike, and quickly ahead here. 0-2. Arbuckle. Just a pair of hits and a pair of runs across 3 innings work so far. A couple walks and a strikeout, as that one's going to miss well inside. Count 1-2 to Hazel. And that one's going to be right down the middle, looking strike 3.
Not a good start, but hey.
Yeah, not quite sure what you're looking for there if you're Martinez. I guess sitting on something off speed, but Arbuckle gets away with one there. as that'll bring up the Grenadier catcher, Logan Murphy. And first pitch to Murphy is going to miss outside. And a good breaking ball there. Arbuckle showing some good feel for that breaking ball here. Throwing it in pretty much any count he deems necessary. As a bunt attempt there, but pulled back. That'll make the count now 2-1. And another breaking ball in there to even things up. It's almost, Greg, kind of seemed to be his go-to pitch.
Yeah, I definitely have started noticing that too. He's mainly leaning on that. If they can get a good hit off of that, that might change his pitching game up a little bit.
And the 2-2 here to Murphy. That's going to be a fastball that'll be fouled straight back. The 2-2 to Murphy, breaking ball. That's going to miss inside to make things full. Another good breaking ball there. That one just misses on the inner half. So we'll have a payoff pitch here. Arbuckle ready to deliver. Pitch, breaking ball. Ooh, fouled off the foot. Those never feel great. So I've been told. I'm not a hitter.
Definitely a walk it off kind of moment right there. Those do not feel good, especially if it's hit on the shin.
Yeah, it looks like he may have caught part of his protective gear there. So he's right back in, ready to roll. So we'll have another 3-2 offering from Arbuckle. And the pitch. That one's going to be a breaking ball, foul.
Very good contact now. Maybe they're, getting inside the pitcher's head, trying to get him to throw something else.
Yeah, this is a good at-bat here from Murphy, as this is the 9th pitch upcoming. So, quality at-bat, they say. And another 3-2. That one's going to be low, it appears, for ball 4.
Could have fooled me. I thought that was right there, but...
As did I. I will not lie to you. But we will have a courtesy runner. It's going to be, I believe, Mackay Stoner. Will run for Logan Murphy again over at first base. And that'll bring up the Franklin, Tennessee native Slater Shield here. Shield steps in. Run on first, one away. Slater does like to swing and do things early in the count as he squares the bunt but pulls back. And a good job from Coons again to keep it right there, so Stoner unable to advance. And a throw over to check on Stoner. Mackay, a modest lead over at first. And they'll throw over again as he's back in plenty of time. I think Arbuckle maybe more so trying to catch a vault or kind of catch him leaning rather than throwing over based on the size of the lead. As he'll deliver a strike there to even things up to Shield.
Definitely looking for a runner in scoring position here, so hopefully this, if he tries to steal, it goes well. So that way we can have a runner just ready to go on a base hit.
And off and a pitch out And the throw is going to be in time, and they're going to get him as they saw that one coming with a pitch out there by Arbuckle is going to get Stoner trying to advance. So 2 outs now for the Grenadiers. So 2-1 count to Shield as he'll try to get things restarted here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And a swing and a miss, a breaking ball to even things up. You know, Greg, one of the things that we've kind of noticed early on is this team is going to be aggressive one way or another. They're not going to shy away from who they are. As seeing it kind of go against them a little bit here today, as they've already been thrown out a couple times. Credit to Coons, doing a good job controlling the running game.
Absolutely.
And a check swing there from Shield will run things to 3-2. Pitch, breaking ball, hit off the end of the bat, and nowhere in time. A good effort there by the second baseman, Baroa, but that'll be an infield hit for Shield.
There's our 2-out magic starting to come back again.
And that'll bring up the freshman right fielder, Grant Shepard. Appears Coons had a little malfunction with his earpiece, but able to get in, so we're not long of a stoppage at all. First pitch, and a bluff steal from Shield, but that one's going to miss low in the dirt. So ahead here is Shepard. And a throw over, checking on Slater at first, and back in plenty of time.
Seems the sun's coming out, only probably for a couple minutes.
Yeah, it's peeked out a few times. And that'll be a fastball in there. The 1-1 pitch. That one is going to be in there for a strike. Say that pitch wasn't huge favorite of the Grenadier dugout, but I do think it probably was a strike. Just caught weird as Coons was kind of moving to see if he was going to have to make a throw towards Shield, but it was just a bluff. So it'll be 1-2 to Shepard. Good lead there from Shield, and he's off. And that one's going to be hit into left center. And it's going to get down. And they're going to send him anyway. And Shield is going to be in safely as he kind of got deked by the shortstop and slid into second base. But able to hop up and still get on his horse. So that's going to be an RBI, 2 out again, Greg, double by the freshman Grant Shepard.
Told you that 2-out magic. It's something to behold with the Grenadiers, apparently. We like making things, a little scary for the people who are at home watching.
Yeah, they just, like to keep everybody on your toes. But and a good effort there by the center fielder, Polina. But the wind just kept pushing that ball away from him. So that's going to be a 2-out RBI double for Grant Shepard as the Grenadiers add another to their lead. And that'll turn the lineup over here to Ethan Burdett as he watches the first pitch high. That one will miss. Ahead in the count now, 2-0.
So with this 7-inning game, halfway through, because we are only going to the 7th inning, we are 3-0 so far. Doing pretty good.
That one misses. As you said, Greg, all 4 contests between the Grenadiers and the Foresters these next 2 days will be 7-inning contests, so these games can always get late early. So a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th for the Grenadiers, as Arbuckle is going to fire a strike there. As it appeared, Burdett was taken the whole way.
Just hope we can continue this 2-out magic.
And a breaking ball there will miss low, and now runners on first and second for the always dangerous Mason White.
Hoping for a big hit here from Mason. He, I believe, leads the team in RBIs.
That he does, and we're going to see a conference at the mound here.
Definitely Mason White could continue our 2-out magic here. Getting the runner in scoring position in, hopefully with a good base hit. He is the RBI machine for our team, so can only hope.
Mason, the only Grenadier in double digits in their RBI counter so far this year with 17. So he would love to add to that total now, as it looks like our mound visit is complete, and they're going to stick with Arbuckle as we have action in the Forester bullpen. It is the senior right-hander from Middleport, Ohio, number 20, Matt Gilkey. But as he just starts to stir down there, this is going to be Arbuckle here for the foreseeable future. So with 2 away, runners at first and second for White, and they're going to pick off attempt at second base. Back in time is Shepard. Seeing a lot of action between the pitcher and the middle infielders on kind of holding the runners.
Definitely trying to keep them from stealing, because you do not want a runner at third, especially with someone like Mason White coming up to bat.
Yeah, and I think more so, especially here with 2 outs, trying to maybe keep him as honest as possible to stop him from scoring on something, because with 2 outs on you're going on the hit, so a lot of things, unless it's just hit absolutely extremely sharp to someone that's shallow, you're likely going to score from second if it gets to the outfield. So
absolutely,
maybe they just thought they'd try to catch the freshman sleeping out there, which I've been a freshman, and it is very, very possible to happen. But Shepard on his P's and Q's and back in plenty of time, as count now 3-0 to Mason White, as it appears that Arbuckle wants nothing to do with the Grenadier slugger.
Hey, to be fair, if I was in his place, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, especially, Powell not the easiest of outs on deck, but struggling to get going here. Maybe just a decision. And it appears so, as that's going to be the 4th straight ball to White. So that will bring up the left fielder Powell in a big spot here. He would love to, get his day started from an offensive standpoint here with 2 outs. And now the base is loaded for the Grenadiers.
Wishful thinking, but you never know. Could be a grand slam today.
Oh, and that's going to do it for Arbuckle, it appears, as head coach Thad Frame is out, and not much time to get loose down there with Gilkey. So we will come back after the pitching change. So it's going to be the senior right-hander for the Foresters oncoming, and Gilkey, as he's going to take over for Arbuckle. And we will give you Arbuckle's line as it concludes after this inning. But that's going to do it for the Huntington starter, and we will be back after a brief moment. So it will be the senior right-hander out of Middleport, Ohio, Matt Gilkey, in relief of Noah Arbuckle here. He will assume a bases-loaded situation here, but there are 2 away. And he'll be facing the 3-hole hitter for the Grenadiers, Luke Powell. Gilkey, 4.91 ERA early on here in his 4th appearance. And we're going to have a balk, so that's going to score a run. So not what you love to see, I mean, before even your first pitch is thrown.
What an unfortunate start of the day today. Dropping the ball and getting a balk called against you to score someone. It's definitely not good.
It appears as there's going to be a conversation between the umpires. Maybe if he had not put the ball in play yet, I think is the conversation. And now we'll wait.
You'd definitely like to see this run actually get called in, but never know.
So the home plate umpire having a conversation with Thad Frame, the head coach of the Foresters, and now he's going to call over the first base umpire, or the field umpire rather, as well. So going to be a discussion, and we're going to take a brief pause here as they get things figured out. All right, so they have things, I guess, figured out, and it appears there's going to be no balk called. From what we could gather up here, it appeared that ball was not put in play yet when the balk happened. So Gilkey finds some much-needed relief in that, but his first pitch to Powell is going to be in the dirt for ball 1.
Unfortunate turn of events for the Grenadiers offense to lose that extra insurance run, but hopefully they can make something out of this loaded bases opportunity.
Yeah, bases loaded here for Powell, 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 run already across. Powell would love to make that a crooked number. The 1-0 pitch. That's going to get by Coons, and that's going to score that run anyway, as Gilkey not off to the sharpest of starts here. And I guess Powell was trying to sell it off as it hit him. The home plate umpire disagrees. But we are going to...
Certainly looked like it did get close to him, but I don't think it hit him.
Yeah, so it's going to be 2 balls, no strikes here to Powell. Runners now on 2nd and 3rd. Burdett at 3rd, White at 2nd. And the pitch, that one's going to be hit and fielded by Flores at short, and that's going to be it. So the Grenadiers score a couple, and they will head to the top of the fifth here, leading 4-0. Schaefer back out for his fifth inning of work here, and he'll face the number 8 hole hitter for the Foresters, Bryce Deckman, as he's going to foul that first pitch straight back. Deckman, Flores, and Polina due up for the Foresters. Say action down still in that Foresters bullpen. It actually appears like Gilkey is down there, as if he did not get loose enough in the first, as that's going to be a base knock that's going to land right in front of Luke Powell. So a leadoff hit for the Foresters, as that'll bring up the shortstop, Cade Flores. Flores coming into today, .222 batting average, but does have a .462 on base percentage, so high OBP is what you're looking for from your 9 hole, as he gets ahead here 1-0. And there'll be a check over there on Deckman rather. And that one's going to miss high, 2-0. Schaefer falling behind here. Had a little bit of a long delay in the bottom of the fourth. Grenadiers, lots of base runners and a lot of traffic. Only able to get 2 across, but Schaefer trying to get back into the swing of things here as he fires that one in there for a strike.
Definitely strong offensive plays today. Defense.
And a bluff there from Deckman, as that one is hit high into center, as White is there in plenty of time, so Deckman will return to first.
Oh, that was a high hit ball.
Yeah, and travel a little further than thought. As you get it high here today, the wind is going to take it a little bit, so Mason came in and then had to backpedal a little bit, but able to make the play, as that'll flip the lineup over here for Huntington. And it'll be the center fielder, Beyonce Polina. And first pitch is going to be made by Shield, and a great diving play as they're just unable to turn 2, but a fantastic diving play by Shield to get it and then up to his knees to get the runner at second. So a great defensive gem there from the senior. And that's going to be a fielder's choice there for Polina.
Very good dive. That could have been a catastrophe for the defense if they didn't get that good diving play down. So now we still are only having a runner on first.
Yeah, runner on first, 2 away. And breaking ball is going to miss high to the second baseman, Baroa. Yeah, that was, with the speed of Polina, that was likely going to be, extra bases. So
Looked like Shield also almost broke his glasses that came off, and he almost kneeled on them.
Yep. They found the way back to the hat, so I think they're going to be okay. I think if you know the competitor that Shield is, that he will trade a pair of sunglasses to make a play like that. So off on the pitch was Polina, but that one's going to be fouled out of play, so he'll return to first, and Baroa will have a 2-1 count. That one's going to be popped high into right. That's going to be a tough play. Shepard in and makes a sliding play. So a good play there from the freshman to end things here in the top of the 5th. So we're through 4.5. Grenadiers still lead 4-0. Gilkey back out here for another inning as he came in and was able to limit the damage for Huntington last inning, but he will have the Grenadier shortstop, number 6, Cody Putnam, here to lead off the bottom half of the 5th. And he's going to get ahead there, strike one. And I think, we kind of mentioned it briefly, Greg, but I think Gilkey maybe not had enough time to get loose to his liking as we saw him down back in the bullpen between innings, actually.
Yeah, definitely called him up.
That one's got a chance because that one's hit high and far. And that's going to be out of here.
Take a good look. You won't see that for long.
An absolute towering shot from Cody Putnam as that's going to extend this lead for the Grenadiers to 5.
Beautiful hit right there. Worked exactly well with the wind, just getting that as far out as possible.
Yeah, I mean, the wind is blowing, but that thing was hit a long way regardless. So a leadoff home run here in the bottom of the 5th for Cody Putnam as that one was hammered. And that'll bring up now Max Flock. So the Grenadiers now scored in the past 4 turns at bat. I believe this may be the first time without 2 outs, though, Greg.
Yeah. But what you were saying earlier, yeah, I definitely believe that he did not get enough time as he would have liked because he was called in really quickly to limit the damage on that bases loaded opportunity last inning.
Yeah, as the count is even at 1-1 here to Max Flock. And a cut on and miss fastball high. Make things 1-2 now. The 1-2 pitch, that one's going to miss inside. So big swing from Putnam has the Grenadiers on the board again here in the 5th. Still nobody away, and that one's going to catch a piece of Flock. So first two batters are able to reach base here in the bottom of the 5th. So Gilkey still looking to get his footing under him, and we're going to have a pinch hitter here. It'll be the lefty,
Trevor Goodwin. Trevor Goodwin batting a 167.
Yeah. He is looking to try to get things going, as only going to be his 7th at bat on the year. As we have, I was wondering what was going on. There was a ball in play there from the Foresters bullpen. Goodwin, a Meade County, Kentucky native. He'll watch ball one there, and if you followed the Grenadiers last year at all, you know the kind of power that Goodwin has, so maybe a strategic move here from Neffendorf to try to maybe find another home run here.
That would be a sweet 5th inning comeuppance for us. Already leading 5-0. Another home run would just keep that insurance going.
And checking out on Flock over there, but back in plenty of time. That one's going to hit Goodwin as well. So after the solo shot to Putnam, a pair of hit batsmen from Gilkey will bring up the catcher Logan Murphy here with nobody out and runners on first and second.
Pretty hard hit there, taken like it was nothing.
And as I mentioned, there is some more action down in the Huntington bullpen. Sophomore from Zionsville. Number 13, Carter Lyle. First pitch here to Murphy is going to be a breaking ball. That's going to miss outside.
Pressure definitely getting to Gilkey here. Got 2 guys on base and not even a single out yet in the inning.
Gilkey comes set and will deliver. That one's going to miss high for ball 2. Gilkey just unable to get his footing so far. And keep bringing it up, but could just be he just never got, especially with it being pretty chilly, just never able to get loose and warm enough. As that one's going to be a breaking ball and therefore a strike, however. And it looks like we have another ball in play. So it'll be a 2-1 count here to Murphy. Murphy on base in his first 2 plate appearances today. Would love to make it a third. The pitch going to be a bunt attempt, but he's going to pull back because that one's going to be low and outside. Count now 3-1.
Definitely not a good inning for Gilkey here, allowing it's been a home run and 2 runners on base, and now a 3-1 count.
See if he's able to bear down and battle back here. the 3-1. That one's going to be a ball 4. So, as you mentioned, not a good start here for Gilkey, and we're going to see head coach Thad Frame come out. We'll see if that's going to do it for him. And it is. He's going to make the signal to the bullpen. So we will come back after the pitching change, as it's going to be number 13, Carter Lyle, coming on for the Foresters, and we will be back here in New Albany. All right, so Carter Lyle in relief here. He will take a not fun situation over here for the Foresters, as it's going to be bases loaded and nobody out. As the third baseman, Slater Shield, will come up in the bottom half of the 5th. One across already for the Grenadiers. A long leadoff home run by Putnam. And the first pitch is going to get to the backstop. And so that's going to be a run.
Very unfortunate start again for Huntington, as they allow another backstop run.
Yeah, this appears to be Lyle's first appearance so far on the early goings for the Foresters. As he has his sign and looks to deliver. That one's going to be low and outside, 2-0. That's if I'm reading that correctly, and it is his first appearance this year. Not your most fun season debut, with coming in, bases loaded, nobody out here. But yeah, it's going to be a breaking ball, and that's going to catch the outside corner.
Definitely not what you want to be called in for. Definitely not something that's exciting and warranting a excitement out of your first debut.
So the count is 2-1 here to Shield. That one breaking ball, that one's cut on and missed. Count even now. St. Lyle, a little kind of low 3/4 arm slot. As now here with 2 strikes, the Foresters are going to bring the infield in. So looking to cut the run down if something's put in play by Shield. That one is going to be put in play, and that's going to squib through right between the first and second baseman, as we're going to have, appears just one runner is going to score. So that's going to be an RBI base hit for Shield, as that is going to be off the end, but just right between the first and second baseman. So another run here for the Grenadiers. And that'll bring up Grant Shepard.
No end in sight yet for the Huntington here. They are just running through the offense here, and offense keeps getting hits and hits. I believe this is the fourth run of this inning. Third or fourth?
So as that first pitch to Shepard is going to miss low. That is the third run so far across here in the fifth frame for the Grenadiers. As the lead now 7-1, or 7-0 rather. And look over there, checking on Shield as runners on the corners, and with your 9-hole up, nobody away. I'd imagine that there could be some action here for the Grenadiers, whether it be hit and run or possibly a straight steal for Shield. As nothing going on here, and that's going to be ball 2.
Offense came in fifth inning, absolutely on fire, ready to demolish anything that came up into the strike zone.
And a breaking ball is going to catch the outside part there. And yeah, it looks like the Grenadiers finally able to make, or take advantage rather, of base runners, as they've had traffic a lot here in the early goings and unable to put up a crooked numbers. That's going to be a breaking ball off the glove of Coons. So that's going to be a stolen base there for Shield. Unable to just started moving just a little too quickly was Coons. All right, so infield in again for the Foresters, as runners now on second and third. Your base runner at third is going to be Mackay Stoner, and, of course, Slater Shield out at second. Anything through is likely 2 runs with the speed the Grenadiers have, as that's going to be ball 4, and that'll load them up here for the top of the lineup in Ethan Burdett. Burdett would love to find his first hit of the afternoon, as that one's going to be in there for called strike. Still nobody down. Bases loaded. No outs here for Huntington.
Grenadiers don't want that 2-out magic anymore. They just want that magic.
When you get this many people on and in a row and kind of rolling, no one wants to be the first out, right? So
I'd imagine it's definitely something that is you're going to get teased for.
And we're going with a always rare pickoff to third attempt, but back in plenty of times Stoner. So tried to see if they could steal an out there and maybe catch him sleeping. But he's out there. He's on it, paying attention. So the 1-1 here to Burdett is low. Foresters have senior Isaac Horton getting loose down there in the bullpen, as the 2-1 to Burdett is going to be inside. And the pitch, that's going to get past Coons. Ball 4, so the runner was coming in anyway, and he gets to it in time to not allow anyone else to advance. So Lyle coming in and having a tough go of it, obviously inheriting a pretty difficult situation from the beginning, and it looks like that may do it for him as here comes Forrester head coach. So we're going to have another pitching change here, and we will come back after that. Mason White will be the first batter that the new Forrester pitcher will have to face. And as I said earlier, it's going to be senior right-hander from Normal, Indiana, number 30, Isaac Horton.
Tough power threat, especially with the bases loaded for your first at-bat of the day.
Yeah, and a big inning so far, and obviously threatening for more with the Grenadiers, as this will be the third Forrester pitcher here in the bottom of the fifth. Still nobody out, bases loaded, and the RBI leader for your Grenadiers up here.
Very impressive to go through 3 bullpen pitchers in 1 inning without getting a single out.
They'll turn to Horton to try to wiggle out of this one. Like we said, with Lyle, not the easiest situation, obviously, to inherit, so they're just looking for that first out.
Definitely something you do not want to be called up on.
Someone's got to get the first out, and the senior will look to get it here. Count 2-1 to White, as that one's going to miss inside. 3-1. That one's going to be hit softly up the middle, and that's going to be tough because White moves really well, and he's going to be there in plenty of time. So a rare infield single for Mason White, but he's going to add to his RBI, or his team-leading RBI total, rather, as that's going to push across another run.
Anything that is going wrong has gone wrong for Huntington this inning.
And that'll bring up Luke Powell, who would love to take advantage of this opportunity. Base is still loaded. Your base runners are Shepard at third, Burdett at first, and now Mason White at first base. Or Burdett at second, rather. I think I said first twice. My brain is very jumbled currently. But regardless, Powell, base is loaded, nobody out. And first pitch to him is going to be high and outside. Powell definitely has some power. Looking to drive something into the gap and see if he can't empty these bases. And that one's going to be in there for called strike. The 1-1 here. That one's going to be in there for strike 2.
I believe this is the first time they've been ahead of the count since the beginning of the inning.
I do believe so. Horton looking for their first out, and an important one for the Foresters, as that one's going to be put in play, and that's going to be a double play there. So looking for their first out, but they'll take 2. And that's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. But a run does come across the score.
It is now 10-0.
And we're going to have a pinch hitter here for Cody Putnam. It's going to be the redshirt freshman out of South Bend, Indiana, Gabe Yonto. Yonto looking for his first hit as a Grenadier.
If he gets his first hit, that could also be his first run.
Yeah, a hit and an RBI would be what he is looking for, so he'll watch first pitch in there for a called strike. Yonto swings and misses, a healthy hack there, but the count 0-2. So good job from Horton coming in here, getting a double play ball, and just trying to find their way out of the inning. And good pitch there, but able to stay alive as Yonto fouls that one back.
First, I didn't know if he actually got a piece of that, and then I seen the ball flying backwards. I was, well, staying alive, I guess.
The 0-2 here to Yonto. That's going to be called strike 3. So Horton does a great job by coming in and getting out of it by limiting as much damage as he can. But the Grenadiers strike for 6 runs here as they will take a 10-0 lead to the top of the 6th. So couple changes, or not as much changes. We'll have some re-enters as Cody Putnam will come back in after being pinch hit for. Logan Murphy, rather, takes back over the catching duties, and new pitcher for the Grenadiers is senior Garrett Hill. And first pitch from Garrett's going to be in there for a called strike. Garrett, in his 5th appearance so far, has yet to allow an earned run. in 4 innings of work. And that one is popped straight up, and the sun's being very difficult as communication. That's going to get down. That's a tough one.
Definitely tough for the catcher. No sunglasses, so no sun protection. He probably lost that halfway through in the air.
Yeah, that one just kind of falls into the middle of no man's land. So Wolf with the leadoff single now. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Malott. And called strike as Hill is pounding the zone and attacking, trying to be aggressive, which is definitely what you want with a 10-run lead. That one's going to miss high. And that one's going to be right by Malott.
Very good pitch right there.
Count 1 and 2 here to the Forester first baseman. As Hill comes set and looks to deliver. Pitch, fastball. Doesn't get the call. So that'll make it even at 2 and 2. I thought that one looked pretty good, Greg.
Yeah, definitely hanging on the outside edge there. I'm surprised he didn't get that call, but.
So it'll be 2 and 2 here to Malott. Pitch. That one's going to be fouled out of play. Another 2-2. That one's going to miss high to run things full. Full count pitch. That one's going to be in there, strike 3. Malott was not a fan, but that's going to be a called third strike. So first out here for Garrett Hill.
Definitely caught that top of the strike zone right there. Very good as to get him to not swing, but get that call anyway.
That'll bring up the designated hitter, Ryan Wheeler. His first pitch to Wheeler is going to be outside. He'll come set and delivers a 1-0. Wheeler will look at that one for strike 1. Looked like maybe a changeup there and a good one from Garrett Hill.
Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
And cut on and missed another one there, and a good job there from Garrett Hill, as that'll be back-to-back strikeouts. And that'll bring up the catcher, Sebastian Coons. That one well outside, but Murphy does a good job to snare it. And good pitch there to even things up at 1-1. That one is hit high to center field. White has a beat on it, battles the sun, and makes the catch easily as we will head to the bottom of the 6th. Grenadiers hold a 10-0 lead. Going to have a pinch hitter here for the Grenadiers to lead off the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Brownsburg native freshman Coulter Hamilton. He's going to hit for Max Flock. Horton back out for another inning of work as he did a good job coming in and putting out the fire in the bottom of the 5th, as his first pitch is going to miss outside to Hamilton.
Definitely going to get some pats on the back from his teammates once he gets back after this game's done.
As that one's going to miss low outside as well. That one's going to be in there for a strike. Count now 2-1 to Coulter. That one's going to be hit out to right. Took a couple steps back, but comes in to end up making the play is Deckman. As that'll bring up Trevor Goodwin. First pitch swinging there for Trevor as he fouls that one back off the screen. Goodwin hitting his last at-bat. Part of that 6-run 5th inning. And he's going to take a healthy hack of that one as he's going to be just a tad late, but the count's 0-2. So a good job here from Horton to get ahead.
Definitely looking to go yard with that swing.
Yeah, there was only a single intention with that. And back-to-back fastballs outside will even things up at 2. And a good job here by Trevor to fall behind 0-2 and then run it back full. So Goodwin will have a full count here. Nobody on, one away. And that one's going to be chopped foul. So we will have another payoff pitch here.
Definitely a great fight here, getting the pitcher as many pitches as he can.
That one's going to miss low inside. So a good at-bat there from Goodwin to battle all the way back from 0-2 to draw a walk. So we'll have another pinch hitter, and that is going to be number 37, Plainfield, Indiana native, Noah Hassong. And he'll watch first pitch high and inside. I do believe this is the freshman making his Grenadier and collegiate debut, so best wishes here for Hassong as he's going to be ahead in the count, 2-0.
Getting those first at-bat jitters out of the way. Definitely something important to do to take charge on this at-bat here.
And that one's going to be high, so he's going to be ahead 3-0.
Exactly what he's doing, it seems to be.
And the 3-0 pitch, that's going to be a great first at-bat there for Hassong. So he'll draw a walk in his first collegiate at-bat, and will be interesting to see if they pinch or courtesy run, because he was hitting for the catcher and Hassong also a catcher, so be interesting to see if how that works here. As I'm not sure if you can courtesy run for a pinch hitter, even if he were to enter the game. So it doesn't appear so. Hassong going to stay out there and do some base running. So that's going to bring up another pinch hitter in senior Ryan Castle. Castle hitting for Shield here, and he'll watch first pitch inside, called strike. Castle been battling some injuries, getting his first appearance of the season. And a breaking ball, healthy cut, count 0-2, and a breaking ball and a good one there from Horton. So 0-2. That's going to be a breaking ball. That one's going to miss high. Castle would love to find his first hit of the year. If he can get something in the outfield, could possibly be an RBI as well, as that one's going to be fouled back out of play. Goodwin, your runner at second. Hassong, your runner at first. The 1-2 pitch from Horton. Going to be a breaking ball. Castle holds up. A good job there from Coons to keep that in front and not allow the runners to advance. That one's going to be through the left side. And Goodwin's going to get sent from home, and a good throw there by the left fielder, but not in time as it's cut off. So an RBI base hit in his first at-bat of the year for Castle. The Grenadiers extend their lead to 11.
Beautiful display of offense today for the Grenadiers.
That'll bring up the right fielder, Grant Shepard. Shepard doubled in a run his last at-bat.
See if he can do it again.
So a quick conversation between Horton and his battery mate Coons, as it's one out here. Runners on first and second for the freshman right fielder. And first pitch is going to be blown in the dirt. Kicked away from Coons' just momentarily, but not enough for Hassan to advance. That one's going to be hit right up the middle, and that could be a double play. And it is. That's going to be a 6-3 double play. Is a good play there from Flores as he was positioned right up the middle. So that's going to do it for the Grenadiers, but they're able to scratch one across as we head to the top of the 7th in our final frame here in Game 1. Grenadiers lead this one 11-0. So the Grenadiers will call on the elder statesman of their team, Casey Cheek, making his first appearance here for the Grenadiers as he's transferred by the way of Campbellsville University. Cheek, one of the other Grenadiers that's been battling an injury, as this will be his first game action of the campaign. Is that first pitch going to be close, but a called ball. And that one's going to miss low, ball 2. Cheek ready to work quick. That one's going to miss low, count 3-0.
Grenadiers here looking to close this out without letting any runs in, so it'll be blowout and also a shutout.
You just broke a pretty unwritten rule there, Greg. Talk about shutout before it's over. So if they score, this one's on you.
I'll take full responsibility on that one.
Yeah, so Roast, 4-pitch walk to lead things off, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Deckman. And that'll be in there for a called strike. So Cheek gets the first one there. And he's working quick and comes set. That one's going to be fouled down the line and out of play, out of reach of everybody. Cheek, an Oblong, Illinois native, grad student in his first year with the Grenadiers, and a good breaking ball there, but a good hold from Deckman. So the 1-2 pitch. Another breaking ball, gonna miss low. Cheek would love to find his first out. And that's going to run things full. internal motor maybe just moving just a tick fast for him, as it's always exciting to get your first appearance of the year, especially that first one after an injury. I can tell you that from experience. It's really exciting to get back in the game juice is flowing, as that one's hit deep to left, and I think that's going to get fouled. It is, and that's a blessing for Cheek there, as that one was hit a long way.
Making everybody here nervous now. Got to get a good strikeout here. Get out and get it moving.
So full count here to Deckman after that long foul ball. And that's going to be ball 4, as that one's high. Going to have assistant coach Glendon Rush take a jog out and have a conversation with Cheek. So we'll come back to you in just a minute. Conversation at the mound is complete, and the Foresters are going to have themselves a pinch hitter. Number 12, Cam Clarkson. Clarkson, a native right across the river of Louisville, Kentucky. So somewhat of a home game for him. And he's going to be up there swinging in his first at-bat and first pitch he sees, as that one's fouled off the screen. Next one in there for called strike 2.
Good pitch there.
See if Cheek is able to settle in here after the mound visit. The 0-2 pitch here to Clarkson. That one's fouled straight back as well. Clarkson looking for his first hit of the year. Only his 5th at-bat of the 24 campaign. The junior would love to get his season going here. And he's going to see his first ball. It's a good job there for Murphy to corral that one and keep the runners at bay. And a good breaking ball there and a half-hearted swing from Clarkson as Cheek gets his first out on a great off-speed pitch there.
Definitely confused him. Very good pitch.
That'll turn the lineup over, but we're going to have a pinch hitter here. Batting for Polina will be number 14, which is Ethan Haney. And he will put his first pitch in play, and that's going to be up the middle and bobbled by the shortstop, and that's going to be an error on Cody Putnam. So what looked like to be a tailor-made double play ball. And looks like we're going to have another pinch hitter here. So a lot of action and a lot of substitutions here. That one going to be Zach Pelletier. And so watch first pitch low for ball 1. And that's going to be base knock through the left side, and that's going to be a run for Huntington. So as aforementioned, Greg, that run is all on you.
Man, I didn't even notice it until I said it, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said something like that. That is 100% my bad. I will take full responsibility on that one.
So that'll bring up the third baseman, Matt Wolf, as he fouls that one straight back out of play. In your first game, you have already learned the unthankful aspect of the announcer's curse.
Yes.
Correct. And a good pitch there, but he doesn't get the call, so that'll even things at 1-1.
No, as soon as I said that, I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't say that in case something bad happens. And, well.
Yeah, we were also struck by a couple of those today. Good breaking ball there. That'll take Wolf down to a knee. So count 1-2 here. Yeah. Our interim athletic director, Amanda Daly-Weaver, came up and informed us that we were outpacing softball, and then we proceeded to put up a 6 spot in the bottom of the 5th. So it's crazy how when you think and or talk about things, they just happen. And a great breaking ball there from Cheek, as that's going to get Wolf down swinging. So 2 away here in the top of the 7th. So Grenadiers looking for the final out, and the Foresters looking to stay alive any way they can. That'll bring up Jordan Malott. First pitch to him is going to miss low for ball 1. That one's going to miss just outside ball 2. So Cheek getting things going here in his Grenadier debut, coming back from injury. A lot of experiences, in that first blood flowing, but that one's going to be, that's hit high, pretty deep, but there is Shepard, and he will make the catch. So that run we cannot unfortunately charge to Greg. It will go to Cheek, but alas, the Grenadiers are going to take game 1 here of the doubleheader by a final score of 11-1, and we will be back in roughly a half hour. Winning pitcher here for the Grenadiers is going to be the starter, Luke Schaefer. Give me just a second. Schaefer is going to move to 1-1, and that will be the second loss on the campaign for Noah Arbuckle. So a good offensive showing and just a good showing all around for the Grenadiers here in Game 1. Check back in roughly 30 minutes for the start of Game 2. As for Game 1, I'm Kyle Hawkins signing off for myself, and
this is Greg signing off as well.
So come back in about a half hour for Game 2.